Hey guys, so I want to do a compact edition of my long 17-minute video of American Retard, but I want to bring the concepts that I talked about in that video to a little more serious discussion on what I feel. So look, um, so these are my beliefs on the left and right paradigm, and I just use simple examples in my notes, right? So I talk about economics. So I talk about Trump's conservatism with a question mark. So in his first term, in only 4 years, Trump added $11 trillion to the debt. So what did Obama do? Obama in 8 years added $8 trillion in debt. Bush in 8 years added $8 trillion in debt. And Biden in 4 years did $8 trillion in debt. So that was just the economic part of my American Retard video. Just simple. And then the second part I talked about, well, I didn't really talk about this too much in the video, but I talked about mandates, how they handled mandates. So Trump was not forcing us to take vaccines, right? But he did it through companies. So the government's not forcing you to do it, but you're going to have to take it at your job or you're going to lose your job, right? So he did it kind of like on the sly. Joe Biden did it openly. He openly forced the mandates on us. I say here, one hides behind others, same result. Biden does it openly, same result. Part 3, I say income taxes. So increase per year in Democrat and Republican leadership, wherever you live. None actually cut the evil taxes. They all increase it one way or the other. You look at New Jersey, you look at the income tax history, and income tax has just skyrocketed no matter who was in office, whether it was all the Democrats who became governors or if it was Chris Christie who became governor as a Republican. And part 4, I talked about war. Trump's first term was in Syria, the Yemen genocide by the Saudi Arabians. The Saudis were starving out the Yemenis, and the Trump administration was funding that. The Bush had the and Biden had the Ukraine war, of course. Bush had his 20-year war in the Middle East. Obama continued that war with his drone strikes, and as he famously says, he killed a lot of people with drones, but they all did. Trump killed a lot of people with drones as well. Trump continues funding the Ukrainian war even to this day, right now as I speak. He's also funding their Social Security. Trump continues to steal your money for the Gaza genocide committed by the Israelites. Part 5, on speech. So I said here, Biden cracked down on what he deemed as misinformation or conspiracy theories through social media. Trump indirectly allowed Zuckerberg to do the same and also Twitter during his run during the 2020 disasters. He has dinner with these people like Zuckerberg, even though Trump accused him of stealing the election. So Biden openly goes after you. He says he's going to go after you. Trump says he believes in free speech, but he allows Zuckerberg to go after those who are talking against like mandates, vaccines, stuff like that. That was back in 2020. Now we go to George Bush. George Bush created the Patriot Act through the NSA. We all know what the Patriot Act is. If you don't, you can look it up. And like the JFK assassination, the CIA created conspiracy theory to shoot down questions on official stories. Bush did the same thing about questions, but with 9/11. Obama continued the same behaviors of Bush. That's, if you look at Obama, he just continued the same attacks on speech that Bush did, just with his own forms. Now, Trump recently this year, right, like he used Pam Bondi to say that we will come after you full force if you speak hate, and has signed anti-Semitism speech laws. So from Trump to other Republicans in power, they signed anti-Semitism speech laws, which is completely anti-American. Democrats use hate speech to shut down expression as well. And part 6, I wrote here on weapons, Second Amendment issue. Democrats goon every night to disarm half the population, to leave them vulnerable to authoritarian rape and destruction. But also Trump believes in the red flag laws. Take the firearms first, due process later, as he famously said in his first term. Republicans goon every night about their boys in blue, donned in military gear, even in the most lame, safest suburban areas. Like in the suburbs, you'll see police wearing Kevlar vests, and they got all this gear and stuff. Like they look almost like they're ready to be a military at that point. It's absolutely ridiculous. and they're just glorified social workers in the suburbs. Republicans goon every night to supporting the ruling class's troops and having the ability to rape and destroy any real rebellion to the ruling class. Republicans are also okay with red flag laws and other Second Amendment infringements as long as their guy is doing it. And of course, the Democrats say that they're against war. They're only against war when their guy is when their guy isn't in. But like when Joe Biden is in, they're all for the Ukraine war. They're all for fighting Russia and having a world war with Russia. So you see what I'm saying here? So that was just that's it for the notes. That is just basically, this is a serious compacted version of my American Retard video. So if you don't have the stomach or the patience to deal with the absurdity and the ridiculousness of that video, I wanted you to have this 5-minute compacted version of it. So I'm showing you that I do take my belief seriously, that the left and the right, it's all the same. So let me know what you think. Thank you.